Sorry. Oh, I've just said about 3,000 words in the last 1 minute. So I don't know why that. Sorry. Let's start again. Okay, let's have a look. Timothy. I'll say it again. Welcome. How you doing? Good morning from Denver, Colorado. I think that is, isn't it? CO, Colorado, I think, yeah. Welcome, new face, I think. So, yeah. Jay, how you doing, buddy? Grog Daddy, hello. Speedy, how you doing? How you doing, brother? JJ Productions, hey, lads, what's the name of that? Ah, right, that was what I was going through. Yeah, it's clearly launching up. There's a massive liquidity around about the 65, which is where we are now. 65 to 66, a massive hit. I mean, it's like the bloody sun up here. So, look at that, it is frustrating. So we may get a really nice ranging day today. I believe the debt ceiling's been passed, so that might sort of calm the savage beast. Okay, I kind of like that. See what happens. So if I miss no audio, yeah, figured that one out, mate. I also took that double trap. Yeah, good for you, what? Bob messaged retracted. He was probably saying how handsome I am or something, and he felt a bit embarrassed. That's fine, don't worry. Good morning, everyone. SW Blaze, how you doing? Nick, can't hear you. Now you can. Now, some people would say if I can't hear you, that's a good thing. So you've got your volume switches. I think you're muted. Yeah. Anyone know the name of the current bar size indicator? I'll show you quickly. Oh, there it is. I don't know why they drop off for some reason. That's it there, bud. Bar size counter. Oh, you'd have never guessed that in a million years, would you? And it's from there, bud. ticktech.com. www.ticktech.com. ticktech.com. Try saying that when you've had a few. And it's called Bar Size Counter, and it's free. You'll be glad to know. So it just, if anybody doesn't know, it's that little number at the side of the bar. Tells you how many. I believe you can change it to ticks or points. Just tells me how many ticks in that current bar. If you get a big bar, see it, you know, loads of liquidity here. So there you go, ticktech.com. I don't know why they drop off when that happens. So there we go. So who have I missed? Speedy Lance, you are wrecking them, mate. Well done for you. Thanks, mate. It's nice when things go well, but don't get me wrong, I have my fair share of shit days, as you well know. So, you know, I'm quite talkative now, and I'm all nice and confident and full of beans, but a couple of trades and you turn into a different animal, don't you? We've all been there. So I just try and enjoy it and relax when it's going well, and just try and bury it when it's not going so well. So fingers crossed, mate. Touch wood, as they say. But thank you, mate. It does make you feel good when your things are working, doesn't it? Hello, everyone. How you doing, buddy? No audio. We've sorted that one out. Ramwolf, how you doing, bud? Sania, given target 42.31. 42.31. So you're coming down, are you, brother? Kidoki, no volume. Bob, here I am, Bob. Some people might call that a blessing. Try calling you. Yeah, sorry, mate. I didn't. I cooked tea last night and it was lovely. Went and sat out in the garden, and I hadn't plugged my phone the night before, so it was sat next to my computer on charge. So, and I switched my volume off when I'm trading. So I got an Apple, and you got the little mute button on the side. So I never. To be fair, you messaged me earlier, and when you messaged, I noticed there was a missed call, so I didn't realise. So my apologies, mate. I usually switch the volume on after, because my wife tends to phone me when I'm trading, so I just have it on buzz mode. Brick, afternoon, mate. First stream, yours I've caught. Fantastic. Where you from, Brick? Let us know. Nice easy name to remember there. I used to be a bricklayer back in the day, so that's an easy one. So how you doing, Brick? New face. Rhodian. Good morning, Coco. Lance is so happy this morning. Yeah, that's because I've got money in the bank, mate. Trust me, if a couple of losing trades in, I'll start going quiet and having a sulk. So incredible, strong uptrend. Yeah, it is, mate, isn't it? Let's hope it. You can see if anybody's got that book map above your head or on a screen, you can see it's got a big sort of equity curve looks like a rainbow, doesn't it, with a load of liquidity here. And it feathers off around about here. So I'm going to shove that there. Let's have a look. Yeah, most of it's gone at 75 and it feathers off here. So whether we'll maybe come back to this side and go higher or whether we'll come down, who knows? I don't know. J, small candles, which Doge's powerful move. That's why I took that trade there. Lots of little candles, lots of little wicks. I looked at that one there, but there was a second entry long. Now, I do assure you that bar was a little bit more bullish than that. But I reloaded my historic data and it's made it a little bit. But it was a second entry long. I like that one, actually. But yeah, it carried on anyway. So. Scruffy, anyone know the indicator Penguin uses to show the one-to-one risk? Yes, it's this one here. Risk reward, there we go. Bump. Well, you can do it the other way around, however you want to do it, and you can adjust it yourself. So it just that's one set on 1-to-1. So you know, so how do you move it? You got to set it yourself. But yeah, that's basically it. So. If you go in there where the little pencil mark is, click there, and 1, 2, 3, 4. It's fourth one down, but risk to reward. You can go into the settings and do what you want to do with it. So there you go. DJ, small candles, yep. Do you know the name of the indicator current bar size? Yeah, I've been through that twice, actually. Once without any sound. So sorry, meant trying to call you, turn you mics. Oh, I see what you mean. Let's have a look. I don't know. Yeah, I've got it. Sorry, mate. It's on mute at the moment. I'm surprised I didn't hear the vibration. 8 minutes ago. Yeah, I see it. I see it. Chichester, West Sussex. Excellent. Good to finally find a UK trader. We are out there, mate. There is a few. Chichester, West Sussex. Yeah, I know where you are. I know. Shropshire, I am. Shrewsbury, or Shrewsbury, we call it. Shrewsbury for the posh people. Yeah, good to have you, mate. It's nice to get some British guys. We're surrounded by Yanks here. They're everywhere. I think, yeah. I think most are from US. What's from South Africa? Who else? I think there's someone else here. He's not here at the moment. He's from London way somewhere. There's another guy from the UK somewhere. There's not many of us, put it that way, but I think most of them are from the US. Yeah. Who have I missed? Who have I missed? Who have I missed? Okay. Is it? Let's have a look. Wow, look at that go, man. Christ. Oh, look at that. So I took that one at the time. We were sort of going sideways with that leg down, and we had sort of 2 pushes up, didn't we? But there was a trap there. There was a failed second entry short there. Nice bullish bar, looked like that was going to rocket up. And the reason I took that is because I've been trapped in them myself, and it ticked up and came straight down. So I took that. So all good. Excuse me. Sania. Buy only above 42.85. Buy above 42.85. Up here. I don't want to be waiting to there to buy. Be interested now to see if this comes down here, because we're losing some of that liquidity around about the 75 here. So whether we're going to slowly work our way back. I mean, if you're going to take profits on this trend, we're at the top of this channel now, so you want to be taking them here, don't you? So that's probably going to suck up that liquidity. Canuck here. What's that mean? Canuck? I'm not sure what that means, mate. I thought it was Canuck. There's a place called Canuck in the UK, but you're not from Canuck. I'm pretty sure you're US, Chris, aren't you? Now we are at resistance level. Oh, yeah. Avoid buying for now. Oh, yeah. Absolutely, yeah. There's a lot of... that presumably they will be ditching the profits, taking the profits around the 73, 74, 75, so around this area now. So it's going to slow down here. It's looking like it's going to, so I've got to say, I admire traders that really get the most out of their profit. You know, so many times they'll come out right at this measured leg. I haven't got the confidence. I always come out a little bit earlier. But funnily enough, it always goes to where I expect it. So my worry is I come out with the rest of us, it hits their orders first and tries to drop. So I always think it's, in my opinion, better to get out 2 or 3 ticks early if you are chasing maybe a measured move or something. There we go. So that's sucking up some 74, 75. That's probably the first lot of traders that are getting out before the liquidity, and usually you'll get a bit of a red bar and it'll trigger below and then push a little bit higher and pick off the people who decided to wait. Well, that's what I think anyway. It makes common sense, doesn't it? Some will get out just before this lump of liquidity, and that's probably their profits which drop a little bit, and then you'll have some saying, no way, I'm getting out up here. A couple of extra ticks, so where are we? You're Canadian. Oh, I got you. Okay. I know what you're saying now. I know what you're saying. Oh yeah, of course it makes sense now. Absolutely. Got you. Sorry, Chris. I got you, mate. I thought it was more for Vancouver. Where in Canada you at? Oh yeah, you might have a neighbour now. Some people are not scared of long in the highs. Not a beginner move. You're not wrong, mate. They surely know better. Yeah, so many times I see these measured moves, and if I try to get close to one, I always get out a bit early and think, oh, let's just err on the side. But so many just wait for that last tick, and then it comes down. It's amazing, really. So I still think we're going to push a little bit higher, because there is some more liquidity. This is just maybe some people taking profits, I'm guessing. So whether we'll just come down to there and push a bit higher. 74 and 75 are the strong ones. So here and a touch higher. So maybe just a couple of legs and a push. Or it may come down to this midline. I don't think that's an overshoot. I can adjust this chart ever so slightly. Touch nice, touch nice. Close enough. So maybe it looks like a couple of legs that does. Whether it'll come any further, I don't know, but one leg, a little bit of sideways, another leg. So if this ends up nice and bullish, then I think I go a bit higher, but it might come to the midline, or it could have a leg and another leg and come down here, who knows. But there is, if you look on the compressed section, we're in the middle of a big area of liquidity here, and it's strong here, stronger here, but there is a lot round here. So if you're not going to go long here, then maybe after a couple of legs you might. What's the dotted line, the chart for? That dotted line there, I'm looking at Bookmap, and if you don't look at, so I've only started at looking Bookmap about a week. I'll drag it in quickly. It's on YouTube. It just streams live on YouTube. That's what it is there, quickly. And what it does is it just shows you where the levels of liquidity is. In other words, we're obviously in an uptrending market. These are areas mainly where their take profit levels are going to be. And that's what I do. It's around about the 75. So I just put a mark there to give me an idea of where that liquidity is. Although I've got it in front of me. So yeah, if you do want to look at that, it definitely helps. It helps me, that's all I'll say. But if you just click Bookmap Live, make sure you click the ES version. It just streams live on YouTube. Okay, I thought that was a possibility. So there is some liquidity around 59 to 72. So there's one leg, two leg. So I did think that was a possibility. The good thing about coming here is you can get in on a trade again back up to this liquidity level. There's some at 270. There's some at 260. So I'm not going to take that. But if we can start to work higher, then Maybe I will. We have 2 pending buy 45 and sell. Both come per guide through first target. Read that again. Oh, right, yeah, sorry, you're talking to someone. Oh, sorry, my fault. I thought it was all about me. Okay, so there is a few hundred orders around about 270. There's some orders there, and 2.4 and 2.5. Sorry, yeah, 2.4 and 2.5. So I'm going to put it at 2.4, around about the middle of the two, which is just breaking that high actually. So now I've got to be careful here, just in case. Now that looks to me like one leg, 2 legs, but what I don't want to do is end up this having a break, and I'm thinking about going along. I don't think it is. I think it's more. I think it's more that personally. It's not really helping actually. So we've had this. It does look like a push down, another little push down. It's not an exact measured move, but it does look like 2 little legs. They're not the most obvious legs, but legs nonetheless. So, see, there is quite a bit of liquidity at 59. So I like to know these areas because it gives me an idea. These areas, I mean, I class this as a danger zone if I'm going along. There's some around 70. The strongest is up here, but that's why I just get a bit nervous that it looks like 2 legs, but there's a possibility it could be a bigger leg. We may get a break. I don't think we will. There is liquidity there, but that liquidity there is a buy order, so maybe people will be saying, okay, so if it breaks out here and reaches here, then I'm interested in buying. Flying to the moon today. Is that for me so far, mate? Well, I've blasted off. There's no guarantees I'm going to hit the moon, but okay, so triangular ones. There's a bullish bar there, but it's just too risky, that is, at the moment. It is possible it could pick up at the roundabout here. There's some at 59. There's quite strong ones at 59. So it is possible we could break out of this channel now. Maybe go sideways a touch. Possible second entry long. It's just a bit dangerous around here because it's building up a little bit of congestion there. SPY operates its sell and pumping up means we will fall sharply. You think so, do you? Something move further by 2 points. SPY operators did sell and pumped up. Fall sharply. See, that's why I did. Now it does look like 2 little legs there, but it is possible that may do that. There's certainly some liquidity here. So see how this finishes. At the moment it's all good, but it looks like it's going to yeah. Guaranteed me a green weekend. Good on you, Indy. Good on you, mate. Yeah, there's some strong liquidity there. So just knowing that that's there has stopped me possibly thinking, oh, there we go. 2 legs down. Try to go once, try to go once, failure. You just don't know, do you? This looks really strong, but unless you've got something like Bookmap or some sort of order flow, you don't know what else there is floating around. Now, if I'm thinking about going along here and there's a massive liquidity here, chances are you may be getting trapped, and that's happened so many times. That's why I love having this. It just makes me be a bit cautious. I know those orders are there, so if I'm going along here and it's not a great setup, I just, it just lets me know that be careful. because this is here. It may not hit it, it might push up strongly, but it does make you think about being cautious. So there is a second entry along there, which has worked, but it's a small break, so I think that's going to get stopped out personally. It might not. Okay, so there's a failed second entry long there, which is triggered. If it pushes up above here, then I can see it's moving higher. But I don't think it will. I think it's... there's quite a lot of orders there. And from what I gather, markets move to the area of least resistance, especially where the most liquidity is. If there's not a lot of orders there, it'll just move to the most liquidity. There's now more liquidity below. Yeah, there is. There's 386 orders at 59, which is here. And then we're really close to that, which is why it's dangerous going along. It might just rocket up, but I don't think it will. It's just nice to be cautious. So, try to go one stride side. There's a failed second entry long there, which is quite a nice short if you're going short, but obviously we're trending upwards. So if that bar breaks above there, I think then we're okay to go a bit higher, but I don't know if it's going to. Okay, you may call that a lower high. Also a second entry short there, but it's congested to shit there, which means it could go either way. Okay, so someone else decided to dump something there. Whether they thought, okay, I'm holding on for me profit, let's go. Yeah, it's looking a bit dicey to me. I think this area is going to target myself. I think this measured leg will come down, but see what I mean? I'd be so all I'd be thinking about is going long. Oh, I can go long here. Oh, yeah, what about that one? But what I'm missing without having Bookmap is there's a load of strong orders right here. So it's almost like having a glimpse, I don't know the way to describe it. I wouldn't say into the future, but it's just like having your eyes opened. Watch it go down without me. You just hit short 750, should have held. Where'd you go short? Here, did you? Or here somewhere? Let's have a look. Okay, so everything's working in there nice. This is just a break, I think. So whether it'll come down to here and push higher, or maybe it's just like a leg, a bit of sideways and a leg, and now we're going to work downwards. We are surrounded by liquidity. There's some strong stuff here, but there is liquidity up here as well. So I think it's safe to say it's more likely going to go higher. But how far is it going to get down before it does, and if it does? Oh, if anybody used my code yesterday, I had about $80 worth of what's it for my code yesterday. I was ever so pleased. So if anybody used my code for that discount yesterday, thank you for that. I appreciate it. It's nice to wake up to that. $70 to $65. It took here, yeah. We're seeing all that liquidity. I don't blame you, mate. I'll be surprised if it doesn't hit that. I mean, look at that. It's going to, isn't it? Yeah. So it's just so nice to have this. There's like 400 odd orders there. So without doubt, it's getting that 59 mark. One more tick. There we go. Boom. Okay, that liquidity's gone now. There is a bit at 55, so it may make this measured leg So it is picking up bits of buy orders here, but I would say, remember I said that it looks like two little legs, but it could be this big leg, which is why I was nervous about going long. So that's one reason that put me off going long. And with all this liquidity, that was another reason. So it's clearly helping. It's helping me anyway. It's a no mistake. Should have held on. Yeah, trouble is, as soon as you hold on, mate, it comes back and gets you, doesn't it? So the rest of that liquidity finishes at 55, right at that measured move. So I think now one leg down, two legs down. There's very little liquidity now. There's some left at 55. Around about here, maybe a touch lower. And then there's nothing then really. There is some bunch of buy orders around 45. So I think it'll tick a little bit lower and then slowly start to move up personally. And I'm just talking this through based on what I'm seeing on Bookmap. So one leg, two leg. If this is a nice big bullish bar, maybe you want to go longer. I'm waiting just in case. I'd rather get something higher, lower something, because I've been trapped in trades like that so many times and it never triggered anyway. But so yeah, okay, that's that last bit now. That's picked up. Let's have a look. There's a little bit more at 52, and then it starts to feather out there. Tesla will also come down. I don't have any stocks. I have some cryptos, but no stocks. Got to say, I got hammered on cryptos last year, to be honest with you. It was the first time I really started buying them, and I ended up buying them right at the top. Well, not far from the top anyway. I thought Solana was a bargain at $150. Came down to $8. But when it came down low, I started buying them back. So I'm averaging down. Nasdaq is also weak. So maybe there's more liquidity coming at 150. A lot of liquidity now is getting dumped up here, so I can see now maybe a good push down. Let's have a look. 52 and 50 there's some, so let's put that back here. So I can see this coming down some more now. There's still liquidity at 70. A lot of liquidity is feathering out up there a bit. It's certainly stronger here at the moment. So I think the reason maybe why is obviously we don't use this, but a lot of traders do and swear by it. That's in a lot of cases with that 50% pullback will take us to just over 50. At 52, there's the strongest liquidity, and that's at 52 there. So that's that 50% pullback on the Fibonacci thing. We don't tend to use it much, but I know traders, a lot of traders that do. But yeah, in this big push up, a couple of legs back to about 50%. There we go. There's the 50%, and there's that liquidity at 52 actually, which is there. So I would say now the 52 has got sucked up. I would say that is probably as low as I would assume it would go for now. Let's just see if my thought process is right. It's picked up that liquidity. There's some more buy orders at 52, so I would say this is going to push up. Certainly maybe to the bottom of here, if not the EMA. Strong buying at 52. Which is where we are. Why is that getting sucked up? Okay, now there is some more orders coming at 48. So maybe a couple of legs back and then down some more. Who knows? Strong at 48, which is around about here. 48.75. So it's around about there, right? 48.75. So There's some sells at 56.25. It's just above the EMA there, so I would say, based on what I can see, this is just a pullback, and we're going to come down to these levels. It does look to me now like a lot of this liquidity is going up here. It's starting now to look a little bit more bearish now. You said something about the Nasdaq's coming down today, or the Nasdaq's weak, so that would make sense. So 56 was the last bit I could see, 56.25, which is where we are now. So that's been taken nearly. There we go. Yeah, okay, so I think this is coming down now. Touch, touch. Let's see what happens here. So, yeah, this would... yeah, there still is some orders here, but it's not as strong as it was. So I would say for me now, but it is strong at 48. This is going to work down from what I can see. Any reason for this reversal? That's beyond me, mate. Somebody mentioned about the Nasdaq was weak. Nasdaq also weak, Sania. I think you know what you're talking about, don't you? All is moving up. Another $3. Any reason? I know your debt ceiling's been sorted out, hasn't it? It's been passed. 48.49. 60's just come alive. So we may have a little bit of a break of this. In fact, I'm not convinced that can't go a tad higher. S&P still operates. Sell is not. Operator selling is not done. On the other side, huge buying done. Oh yeah. If selling happens, 41.07, then I will let you know. But now only above 42.85. You mean buying above 42.85, bud, yeah? I think that's what you mean. Appreciate that. Hello. What are the red lines on your chart for? For luck. No, as well as this bar chart, I got Bookmap above my head, which is free to watch live on YouTube. I'll show you quickly. So all it is these areas of liquidity. There's some up here. It's a sort of condensed version, but these areas where there's money, people have got buy orders there or sell profits there or whatever. But it's just something I've been using over the last week, and it's just helping me stay out of bad trades. So if you just search, just search Bookmap Live, make sure it's the ES version, and then you're about 4 to 6 seconds behind, which doesn't seem to. So all I do is just mark these areas on my chart, just so I'm aware, and you guys as well can see whether you use it or not. Just where the liquidity was. It's fading a bit now. There's not as much there, but so yeah, there you go. Jeff, lads, can you explain your liquidity lines? I'm not familiar. Did you just get what I said, Jeff? Did you? That was for Greg. Yeah. All it is, if you look on, if you got a spare screen, just go onto YouTube and just type in Bookmap Live, Bookmap MAP Live. Now make sure you click the ES version, because there's NQ, the Nasdaq version as well. And all it does is it shows you the darker the line, the blacker the line, the less liquidity. The darker and deeper the red, the more liquidity. And it obviously gives you these areas. So there's a lot of liquidity there and a lot there and some there. And it just, you answered it. Brilliant. No problem, mate. Yeah, it just gives you areas where it's likely to push down. So this big channel here, see, Now, without Bookmap, I'd be thinking long there straight away now. Push down. I may have taken that long, risky, but I may have taken it and it would have screwed me up. I may have taken that one. I might have got away with it. But for me, Bookmap's telling me it's coming down. The channel's telling me it's probably going to move up. So if you have the bars and the Bookmap as well, the two together can help your decision making. So let's have a look. Liquidity starting to appear at 42.65, which is here. So maybe again, see, don't tend to use it really, but it can help. So may just be a bit of a pullback to this area. I don't know enough about this. I used it a bit when I was trading currency, but a lot of times where you'll have a bit of a channel, you'll have a 50% pullback before we continue down. But oh, sorry, it's 55. My mistake. No. 55. You surpassed that now. Oh, it's buy orders. Sorry. 65. Yeah, my mistake. I think now we're going to push up some more. Personally, let's have a look. Are you up again today? Yeah, I am, Chris. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Makes a change, doesn't it? 2 green days in a row. I've got to say, when you go home on green, you certainly sleep better and you drink less whiskey, put it that way. 250 and 248 is pretty strong. So this, I think it's fair. You can call it channel touch. We've had a bit of a break, so liquidity is strong at 65. So ordinarily after something like this, I may think about going short. But I would say this maybe isn't a channel and it's just sort of a couple of legs. Granted, one's a bit bigger, but we had the one leg down. We had the 2 leg down, so it worked. And obviously then without liquidity, it just yanked it down a bit. But I'd say we're probably going to be going higher. I did look at that second entry long. And I would say that's going to take us up to 65. Nicely by the look of things. So that would have worked if you'd have taken that one, second entry long. But after this, so I don't think that's a channel. It just looks like one leg and another leg. And then obviously that liquidity has been sucked down and now we're moving back up to make a new high. So, excuse me, 75 is the high, isn't it? And that's where the last of the liquidity is for now. Which, funnily enough, one leg, 2 leg, which funnily enough will break this high. So we've got 1 leg down, 2 legs down, 1 leg up, 2 legs up. So we've had a break, and that would take us up to break this high. So I'm gutted I didn't take that. I looked at it. But the trouble is I haven't had enough time to make a decision. I just had a quick glance, and sometimes when you make quick decisions after a glance without thinking about it, you can mess up, and I'm the king of doing that. So if we can get a bit of a pullback here, then I'm happy to stay in that. Okay, so maybe some shorts taking that are going to get trapped, but as tempted as I am to buy a... okay, so triangle once or twice. I want that to come down a bit. It's not close enough. It may tick and come down some more. 65 is strong there, but not comfortable just taking that. Trouble is, as well as the liquidity, you've got the aggressive buyers and sellers, and there's a few aggressive buyers, which is pushing that up. But I did look at that maybe just for 2 points and get out before this liquidity. But trouble is, I've taken trades like that before. They come down, stop you out, and then form a beautiful bearish bar on the 2 legs. but that did what I expected. But it was just a bit more risky because it was off that EMA. So that liquidity is now taken. What's left? 70 and 75. So the next lot is 70, which funnily enough is where that measured leg is near enough. One leg, two legs. There's two smaller legs there. So yeah, I mean, you may have taken that, but I kind of wish I'd have taken that really. But it's almost, there's like a little range there, isn't there? There is, and that you could say you're fading that, and it worked nicely. Now you have observed my accuracy level. I certainly have. Almost every time correct prediction. If anyone wants to learn, I'm ready to teach. Here only, free, no money. Absolute, mate. If you got any advice, you give away. You speak away, mate. You know, we know now. You know what you're doing. BTC 29.7. Is it really already? Let's have a look. I usually have that on my own screen. BTC, you're not talking about Bitcoin, are you? Or you're on about where it's breaking to? It's just still under $27,000 at the moment. You mean that's what we'll push it up to? Oh, I see what you mean, yeah. I don't tend to buy Bitcoin. I do have some Solana, some Cardano, some H-bar, some Matic Polygon. I have some well, I did have Cardano, some Algorand, and some of the Graph as well. I have, and I got a bit of Saitama, which I got stitched up on a year ago nearly. But learn and earn, absolutely. It's the best way to learn, really, on the job, isn't it? So liquidity is strong at just under 70. If we can get two legs back here. Nice channel moving there. That's nice. So we've had this. We've had two legs and obviously dropped a bit lower to pick this liquidity up. So we've had one leg up, two legs up. So I expect it to hit this measured move and push higher. Unfortunately, that's a risky trade. It is a second entry long and it's off the midline, isn't it? Do I take it? I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's go down to one contract.
Order
buy
submitted.
it for 2 points. Come and get me. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Order submitted.
It is risky, but I think it's worth it. It is a second entry long. It's off that midline, and I'm just going for a point. That liquidity is strong up there. Where is it? At 70, I'm out just before it. 7, 8, 9. I'm just going to go for 2 points. I don't want to be too greedy. It's not a big risk. It's only a 2-point risk on one contract, so I think it's okay. I might get stitched, but there we go. You live and learn.
Stop
Okay,
filled.
it took me out. I'm glad I went down to a contract there, but there you go. Okay. That was there. Yeah, I don't usually take trades that risky. But I just love this area. And it was only 2 points on a contract, so it's not the end of the world. Let me have a look now. 62, there's some. 66, there's some. Maybe I can get it back now. 65, 66 and 70 still. Yeah, I usually wait, but it was working quite nice up there and it went up for a point, but that's all it gave us. You need to avoid trades in ES. Yes. It was only $100, so it's not the end of the world. I knew it was a bit risky, but I thought it was worth a risk. It certainly went up by a point, but let's have a look. Yeah, I expected to hit that, and which would have given me 2 points, but there we go. Oh, I didn't see that coming. I still expect to break these highs, see, so... Yeah, I think no matter how good things are looking, you've always got to keep in mind of a setup. I thought the bar was okay, actually. It was a second entry long. I always usually wait for them to come down here, which is why I dropped to a contract. But it was sort of sitting on nicely on that midline, and I thought it was going to hit there because the liquidity there is strong. It went up that close that max scalp for 1 point. Oh, he took that, did he? He took that. Yeah, it would have made a point, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, you'd have just squeezed a point out of it. Just how many retail traders do overtrading? Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Strong at 65. Strong at 70. I wouldn't take that. No, I was going to say it's just someone said about max scalp for a point. I was thinking, I don't think so. I just know how strong this area is, and I'm thinking that's a strong area, that's a strong area. We've had this break out of here, and I just thought we're going to work for a new high. Yeah, it's still really strong up here. Sorry, 270. We haven't made this new high yet. One leg, 2 legs. Pushed up, try to go low once, try to go twice. Interesting. See, the penguin guy would say we've got a channel here. We've made 2 efforts to go lower. we travelling to 34,436? Whereas I think Nasdaq will come down. Interesting. Strong at 65. Yeah, it's definitely getting harder to read at the moment. Liquidity at 50 here. I'm just wondering if it sort of started ranging. Have a look. It's possible. 64, 65, so there is some there and there is some there. I do wonder whether we've sort of moved into a bit of a range, down, up, touch a couple of times, touch, touch, touch. Yeah, there's liquidity down here, which tells me maybe we are in a range. Maybe we're coming down and retest this area again. One leg, two leg. Still haven't made a new high from here yet. Risky, I think. Because if we are in a range, we're right in the middle of it here. Try to go once, try twice, failure, possibly. There is a second entry long, which is triggered there after two legs. My feelings are it's going to come down some more. Okay. There's some liquidity there. So I'd expect that to get sucked up. Yeah, I mean, there was two legs down there in a bullish bar. Trouble is, you just don't know, do you? But we had this channel up here. We got a break. One leg, two legs down. Bullish bar pushed up. Still expect a new high from here or here, but I'm not convinced now that's a range. It just looks like a channel with two legs. It's going up nicely now. That's picked up that liquidity there. There's a little bit more. It's a little bit at 64. Some buy orders, which they've gone anyway. Now this to me looks like it's pushing higher. Strongest there at the moment is there. Disney is good for long-term investment. What's it, 180 now? It's 180, now at 80. Yeah, I've not done any stocks. I just tend to go for some cryptos. Ooh. Yeah, it is starting to get a bit choppy, isn't it? No argument there. Excuse me. There is some more buy orders around there, so whether we might have a couple of legs and we pushed up there, sort of one leg, two leg, we pushed down, one leg, two leg, we pushed up one leg. I expect another leg up, but we may get another drop first. So where are you from, Sania? Are you US or are you somewhere else? Everyone needs to learn my given pattern last week. It's two lower patterns. Yeah, see, I don't know if you've heard of Mac. We trade with Mac's price action. He's a retail trader, but he's been trading for 27, 28 years, somewhere around there, I think. He's sort of US based. Okay, so we got one leg up, pull back, I expect another leg up to this area anyway, but there isn't really a setup there, is there? Oh, you're India. Oh, fantastic. So, Arbitella, you a cricket nut then, are you? I certainly am. We're about to start the Ashes here in the UK, so I'm starting to get that little bit of excitement. Love to go to India, I would. Then cricket mad over there. I like that. I did read Sachin Tendulkar's book a couple of years ago. One of the best cricket books I've read. Excellent book. Okay, this to me looks like it's making another leg. There's just no damn entry. That's the unfortunate thing. And if you decide to randomly jump in, take you out. As soon as you leave and do nothing, off it goes. Now, I still like that strong liquidity up there. So maybe this traps some shorts. Oh, Mumbai, yeah, I got you. I know what you mean. Are they the Indians? Are they Mumbai Indians, I think? I think that's what they call them. Okay. There's the measured leg. There's that lump of liquidity. So I think it's, well, I think it's a given. Unfortunately, there's no way in there. If that triggered, then I'd be tempted to go long above there just for a couple of points. But it didn't, unfortunately. It almost looked like it did the way it reacted above it. Unless, you know, anybody a little bit aggressive just bought there. But it's made 2 points. It's a shame, really, when you sort of know where it's going. 15, 16. Be fast. It's been a while. Greetings from Morocco. How are you, my friend? I haven't forgotten your name. Greetings to our North African friend. How are you keeping? Are you doing well? Okay, one leg up. We're looking at another leg up, so I can still see some higher. One leg. Okay. That would break these highs. What else is up there? 75. There's stuff. Some liquidity at 75. So for me, I would say this is where this is going. this area first. Unfortunately, there's nothing there really, is there? Wow, that's a tough one. I mean, unless you're talking to someone else, but I haven't got a clue what you're saying there. You might have to convert that to English, my friend. Okay, so I did look at that little bit of a pullback there, but it's just after that stupid trade, I thought I'd leave it go. Typical, isn't it? When you decide to take it, you lose it, and when you leave it alone, up it goes. Okay, so that's hit that little bit of liquidity now. The next is at 74, which is here. So we've actually made a new high. No, tell a lie. We're still going to make a new high from here yet. But this looks like one leg, but a two-legged correction and another leg, so I'm pretty confident we're going to get up here. 74 strong. If we can get a decent pullback, that makes sense, doesn't it? One leg, we see it all the time, one leg with two legs of correction. And then same again there, one leg, two leg, one leg, two leg. This is where that measured move comes into play. There's strong liquidity at 74 at the moment, but just typically it's not going to give us anything. The trouble is, if it carries on going like this, you jump in, it ticks you, stops you out. Otherwise, you don't get an entry. That's the frustrating thing, really. There is liquidity just dip down over here a little bit. There is some sells, maybe some sell orders here, so maybe we're going to get a bit of a pullback here. So that's gone. That's been taken. $42.64 was the trigger down here. Yeah, see, for us, we need a little pullback, you know, just sort of a lower high there. That type of thing there, a little bit of a pullback with a signal, you know, a half decent looking bullish bar. Unfortunately, there's nothing really here. But it did look like a leg with another leg. And obviously after this leg here with the two legs of correction, there's where that measured move comes to. There's some strong liquidity as we know up here. So for me, it's just working up. It's just a matter of finding some half decent entry with it. Minimal risk. Now there may be a few shorts trapped there, so if it pushes a bit higher than this, we may get a bit more of a move. Ah, I got you. Befars and I mean, you guys are talking to each other. That's it. I get it now. Nah, it makes sense. Strong at 74, so I think that will hit pretty quickly. strong at 74, strong at 75. Unfortunately, just no real entry for us Pats guys. Ah, gotcha. Okay. I thought you guys knew each other by the sounds of things. It is frustrating. Okay, there's our bit of liquidity there, and there's some more at 75. So it does look like this measured move is going to play out. Unfortunately, there's no real entry there for us. If we'd have had one of these little bits of pullbacks, I'd have taken that. Can I ask if you knew? Can I ask if you knew it was going there? Why didn't you take the trade? Well, I say I knew it was going there. We've got this leg and we've got a 2-leg correction, so usually you'll get another leg up. The trouble is we only scalp on average a couple of points, so if we have to look for a certain setup like a second entry long or a failure or something like that, and it didn't give us a setup to take our trade. And guarantee if you buy randomly, I pretty much knew that was going up there, but I waited for a big bar. It was a second entry long and it went up 3/4 of a point and stopped me out. So we've still got to wait for a nice setup, preferably the lower part of this channel, and that wasn't really. The reason I took it is it was a bit aggressive. I reduced to one contract, but it was just sitting on that midline, so that's why I took it. But we still got to wait for a good setup. And look at that. 2 ticks, 2 perfect touches right on that measured move. So that's played out beautifully. Unfortunately, it was just no real setup. If I'd have been risky there, we may have had another leg down before we go higher and not have got stopped out. So it's that frustrating thing that sometimes you've got to sit there when you know you've got a pretty good idea where the market's going, but without a proper setup, really. I mean, I knew I was risking there, but it was only a 2-point bar, and I reduced to a contract, and I thought I may get away with a couple of points there. But you take something a bit more risky, and it gets you for it. So now and again, you get a bit too confident, you take those, and then you learn your lesson. So we've made a new high there. So that measured move's played out. We've made our new high. We've picked up that liquidity. There is some more up here. So whether we're going to continue higher, I would have said so, because it's clearly been a trending day. What I will also say is it's more than likely, or quite likely, going to be something that may work as well. A leg there and another leg. So I would say there's probably going to be more liquidity appearing as we go up. But we got a leg with one sort of 2 dodgy looking legs of correction, and I'd say from what I can gather, we're likely going to continue up. But, you know, if you're trading Pats anyway, there's a channel. I mean, you may not call it a channel there. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It could be just sort of like two legs and this sort of correction, and then up we're going again. But that's played out, so let's get rid of that. Let's pull these out of the way a minute. One leg, two legs. So that's clear, two legs. One leg, two legs correction, another pull up channel with a two leg correction. So it all makes sense. Have liquidity at 4,300. Funnily enough, where I've got this measured move, yeah, there is 470 orders up here. I think it's likely going to continue higher now. How did that one work? That was roughly, so if we take that over, how can you move that? You take that over to there, that more or less fit in the same area. Oh, bollocks. Let's have a look. Look at that. So I'd say that's pushed up with a little bit in the middle, same as that. Yeah, I think we're going to get another leg. So obviously we want to be thinking about taking stuff down here. I think it's too risky up there. Does look like a couple of legs up, doesn't it? One leg, two leg, but obviously smaller legs in the mix as well. Okay, so let's see if we can get an entry here somewhere now. I've got to be careful because this is working over. This channel's obviously a lot wider than this one, so let's get rid of that. So it might drag you in and then come down. It did the same there. One leg, two legs, same there. So you get in here thinking, yeah, happy days, and triggers you and then drops down. It may do the same there. I don't really like to get in trades getting to the close to the top of this this channel, but okay, I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break. I'm going to make myself a cup of tea, take a breath, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, sorry about that. Break done. There we go. Right, what did I miss? Okay, so I didn't miss much actually. 81, around about there. Seems to have way less volume. Does it? I don't know. That's okay. 2000 tick. Less volume. All right. Pushing out of that. Look. Yeah, it's going to be something like that over the bigger picture, isn't it? So we may get straight up to those highs. That measured leg. It is frustrating when you... Oh well. Midday charts. Yeah, I'm guessing that's probably because he finished that chart when we were here. So yeah, he's obviously taken a photo of that chart at here when he got to here, but he had that move. Yeah, he hasn't got it as a channel. I did question whether it was a channel. It's come down here. It's had a break. It's made this leg. It's pushed up. It's made a bit of a break. He's got that like that. I did one that's made a bit of a break. And we got to max cutoff photo is there. So that's why we've got more. Come on, you should have known that. Come on, DBK, you should have known that. Yeah, all it is, he's taking a photo with it here. Obviously, there's been a lot more volume since then, but come on, mate. You had a senior moment there, did you? Yeah, he's taking a photo of his chart when it's there. Obviously, we got a lot more. Something. Let's have a look. Just going to get rid of this a minute. Maybe it's there a bit. I don't know. Something like that, anyway. Let's have a look. Where's this liquidity? This 89 sort of here as well, isn't there? There's some there. So I think it's fair to say that we're more likely going to push this now. This looks like a channel itself to me, but unfortunately there's just no entry really. Maybe you take something like that or that one. But it's... I've had my moment of madness today where I risked $100. Yeah, the reason it's less bars is he's just taking his photo here. So 84, there's some, so a little bit of a pullback. And there's definitely some at 90. So if we can get a pullback to here, then I don't mind taking something like that. 84, there's some. 82 maybe as well. So where's 82? Around about here. So if we can get a pullback, there's probably going to be some people buying there. Let's have a look. Yeah, around about the 82, maybe even 80. But somewhere somewhere around the 80 to 82. There's some liquidity, so we may get a little bit of a pullback, which would be nice because it's so accurate with these measured moves. Be nice just to get one more bit of a move. Yeah, see, taking something like that's risky. Especially with this liquidity, because it might tick up, come down for another leg. Looks like, from what I can see, we may get a couple of legs. We'll see. 82 definitely. I wouldn't feel comfortable taking a long unless it hit 82. 84 is strong. So 90 is there. What's it? So 84, 85. So there is some sell orders here. So that might indicate a little bit of a down, up. Pick up some of those sell orders and then down for another leg. Just give us a setup. Okay. There's that liquidity. It's just hit there. Good. That's what I wanted. Now there is some buy orders around about the 80, 81, which is around about here somewhere. So excellent. Okay, let me just check. I'm not missing a bigger channel here. I don't think I am. I don't think it is. Touch, touch, touch. Maybe down a fraction. Okay, that's good for me. So I just wanted to pick up these areas here. So let's get rid of that. So yeah, there is some around the 80. It hasn't quite picked it up, so we'll see what happens. You know, in fact, I could probably even incorporate that, I think. Touch it there. Beautiful. I'm happy with that. That's much better. That's better. I just wanted to touch that bottom. So let's have a look. Yeah, okay, I like that. Touch, touch, touch. Back's quite nice. It's definitely fitted in there nice, isn't it? I'd much prefer the break and a new low. So if we can... there is a leg. There is something down here as well. 42.73. Some buy orders. I can't see us coming down that much unless we have a leg and a leg. But that's still the target. It's clearly one leg, two-legged correction, and another leg to me. It's just frustrating that there's no real entry there. I mean, I did look at that. It was a perfect measured move and a bullish bar, but I don't like just taking them because it may come up to the EMA and then come down some more. So it's just a bit risky, that was. on the MS. No, not at the moment. When I started trading 2.5 years ago, I traded with currency initially with a British trader, Andrew Lockwood. And then I saw this style of trading. And after you've traded currency, when you trade this after currency, you like one screen, one chart, one time frame, just makes life so much easier, and it's a little bit quicker than me. For me, than more sort of intraday trading, you know, putting maybe positions up in the morning and you know, looking for your profits later in the day or something. But wow, there's some big profits. 300 up here. Somebody mentioned that, didn't they? Where's the post? There we go. Oh, just copied. There we go. There, some probably the strongest of the day up there. So that looks like it might be a it's just frustrating when it does that. It did the same there. It just pushed off. Just the trouble is with our style, just can't take it. Yes, it is, mate. For another week, I think, something like that. I've got a code down there. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but I get a small kickback from it if you use my code. So if you are getting one, I'd appreciate it. But it is down the bottom there. But yeah, it's 80% off until I think it's for another week. I'll have to check on that, but it is at the moment anyway. See, that one we had the same push down. It pushed up, little pullback, and carried on. Pushed down, pushed up, little pullback, and carried on. Now you could call that high low, but I don't like the bar. I think it's risky. I've already done my one risky trade today, so and there is some quite strong liquidity around about 85. So I don't know if that's been hit. And no, it hasn't yet. So what I'd love is something like that. One leg, two leg. That'd pick up that better liquidity there, and then I think then we'd be good to go higher. So we had this channel, we had a break of it, we had the other half of the channel, so I wouldn't be shocked if we had a bit of a break here. That's still my target. There's some really strong liquidity up here and here, but I'd like to have a proper pullback, I think, really. Time frame. Let's have a look. I think so, mate. Let me have a let's drag it in. We're okay at the moment. Let's have a look. You mean down here? I can't, like, these things are in the way at the moment. There is something working along the bottom here, yeah. But if you look, if you're concerned about the time, let's have a look. There is a time down. I'm sure there is. There is something rolling past, but you've got the time there. I think that's what you mean, bud. Oh, for the bubbles? No, I just think they come along just as and when there's a buyer or a seller. And obviously, the bigger the green, the bigger the buy, the bigger the red, the bigger the sell. I think that's what you mean. But I've timed it, and it's anywhere between 4 and 6 seconds out, which personally I can't see that making a difference really. The only thing that's going to move the market quicker that will affect that is aggressive sellers, but I can't see how 5 seconds on average. Yeah, I can't see how 5 seconds on average would really make a difference. Okay, there's a failure there. It's congested though. Liquidity strong at 84, 85, which is only about here. So if that does trigger, I just don't know. Nah, I don't like it anyway. We got a break. We haven't had a new low from that break. I'd prefer a new low, which would give us this measured leg or close to it, even to pick up this stuff down here. But I think that's risky. But I wouldn't be shocked if it triggers and then comes down. Yeah, so there's some liquidity here, 84, 85, so it's not going to go far before it's going to hit some sell orders. So I think that's risky. It's not a great bar anyway, but I'll be shocked if that doesn't get stopped out. And the strong liquidity is just about here, so it's not going to go far before it hits some sell. So it may go a bit sideways. We may get a break. Going to start my weekend. Yeah, no worries, Chris. Have a good weekend, pal. Make sure you drink plenty. And have lots of unprotected sex. That's my sensible advice for you. Yeah, bit sideways, fell breakout, and then a push higher. Strong at 85. Loads of what? Yeah. You're my age, it's few and far between, mate. Yeah, things change when you get older, mate. Last time I had a blowjob, I think Duran were in the charts, I think. Things change as you get older. Sorry if I've just offended any females in there. Come on, do something. I think it'll go sideways until we get a nice looking bar sat on top of that EMA. Push up a little bit of an angle. Let's have a look. A little bit of a, almost like a bit of a bull flag sort of, maybe, possibly. Duran, yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah, it was a bit after that, actually. That's making me sound whale, that is. They were probably still playing. That's what I meant. Food to stop. I don't see why women moan. What's all the fuss about? Right. So there is some liquidity, so that's picked that up now. So, just wondering whether this can be adjusted a bit. Probably can, actually, because it's nicking over the corner of that bar there. So if I bring that out, I would say now this is probably going to push higher. Now I'm a bit nervous about going higher.
Order
Actually, I'm
filled.
going to, because when it did that last bar the other time, I'm just going to go for 2 points. I know it's risky, but last time it did that bar the other day, it just carried on up. Or am I being really stupid? It went up sideways last time I had that positive bar. Now, I'll tell you what, let's just be sensible and get out. That was a bit silly. I don't know why I did that. Silly, silly, silly. Come on, let's get out. Let's push, sideways, push. That's going to go up. Go on. Have a good push. It's trying to. No, I'm not going to. Oh. What are you doing, Lancy boy? Break even.
Target filled.
Right. I thought that was going to have a big push. Let me just make sure on my orders. I'm getting a bit complacent now. Right, okay, what do we get there? $50, is that it? Okay. Right, I say this so many times. We have a push up. We have that little sort of a bull flag. We did it yesterday. See how it's going up? Touch, 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 and it's going up at an angle. I did exactly the same trade yesterday. It pushed up, it went sideways, and it pushed up again. I don't know why it's doing that, but perhaps there's a massive liquidity up here. I got into that. I took that. Was it that bar there? Was probably the most positive looking bar. Where's that trade I did yesterday? It did exactly the same. Where was it? There. Push up. A little bit of an angle. Going at a little bit of an angle. Every time I see that, it pushes up when you get that bar that sticks up just above the top. Push up, little bull flag, and that bar there, nice and positive bar above there, and it rocketed off. And it did the same. Well, rocketing's a strong word. Same again. We came back clearly on this EMA. That bar there, and it worked. Don't sell above. I'm deleting that comment. Cancellation. Concerns. I don't even know what you said, to be honest with you, mate. But no, that. Okay, so it gave me half a. What was it? 35, half a point, I think. No. I got a point out of that. I think. Something like that. I've gone down to. I thought it was a bit more. I've gone down to one contract, haven't I? Okay, so it did make 2 points, did it? Not quite. Where did I go? Sideways this. It was there, wasn't it? I got to stop doing that. No. Okay. Don't sell now above 42.84. Don't sell above there. 284. Don't sell it. Don't go short, you mean? Okay, yeah, that's selling, isn't it? 40, what did you say? 4284. 4, 4284. Oh yeah. Oh, in other words, don't short that, yeah? Yeah, we're going higher, aren't we? Really strong liquidity there. That was a bit of a risky... Well, it wasn't. I see that so many times. You have a push, sideways at a slight angle, bull flag, and the same sort of move the side. So from there to there, the same. Did I get... What was I? 530. So what did I get? 3/4 of a point. Oh, well. It's better than a kick in the teeth. Okay, so there's probably going to be some shorts there. So maybe that's a good buy opportunity. I'm just getting a bit complacent now, so I'm just going to leave alone for a bit. Touch. Probably adjust that a fraction. Touch. Okay, so I'd say 1 leg, 2 leg. There's going to be some shorts there. So if it breaks that, then we'll get a strong pull up. I'm tempted to take that bar. 1, 2. No, it's just a bit too careless. I'm getting a bit careless. Although I'm pretty sure when it breaks that, it's going to push up to this area. Yeah, I think you're right, mate. When you say liquidity, what do you mean by that? Okay, if you've got a spare screen, mate, just go onto YouTube and type in Bookmap live and then click the ES version, and that's what you'll see. So when I'm saying liquidity, I mean this. It's probably going to be profit orders. So if I'm trading like these futures here and I buy here, and I put my profit here, that'll turn into a sell order. That's why it comes up. So it's just markets move towards liquidity. So if there's money up here, it'll move towards it. If it's stronger down here, it'll move towards. There's like a compressed version of it, but you can see you see these orders up here, the lighter blue ones. The darker blue, there's less liquidity. The lighter blue, a little bit more. The strongest liquidities are the deep reds. But you can see this liquidity here, can't you? And it's pulling up the market. Below is a lot blacker, isn't it? So it's pulling up the market, yeah? Then down here, we had a little bit of liquidity. It came down, and now it's dragging up. And you can see there's going to be a lot of profit taken up here. So that's what I mean by liquidity. And that's what moves the market, really. So see that just pop up there. There's a lot more orders. So that's probably going to be someone taking profits. Maybe some shorts, I don't know, but it's probably people taking profits because we're clearly trending up. But that's by far the strongest, 42.90. But if you look on here, this is like a compressed version. There's some more, 532 orders at 43. So that's what's sucking the market up. So it looks complicated, but it's actually not that complicated at all. So you can see we're pushing up 290. That's where I just shown you that thick red area. And there's some more further up here. So I just put these red lines just to give me these visual targets so I don't have to keep looking so much. I have a little glance, but Mac doesn't use... No, he doesn't. Why do I need it? Well, Mac's been trading for 27, 28, 30 years. He's a lot more confident in what he's doing. I've only been trading 2.5 years. And to be honest with you, when Mac started trading... I don't think Bookmap was around, and he's just developed his own way. And, you know, if you've been trading for 25 years, you don't need it really, I suppose. But what it does is for us less experienced traders, it gives us areas. It saves me from getting out of a stupid trade. So if I'm thinking about taking a long here and I see there's a lot of liquidity down here, chances are it's going to trigger me and stop me out. So it helps me not take stupid trades. And if I'm in a trade, or let's say I've got a runner here and the liquidity is really strong up here, chances are I know there's a good chance it's going to go up there. So it just helps me. That's all. I know Mac doesn't use it, but this is only something I've just started using, but it's helped me no end. it's guiding me. So it's come back to this line, and it's still grinding slowly, but trouble is, without a decent setup, I mean, I jumped in there, and we had this push up, little bit of a bull flag, and I jumped it about, I think, here or something, just as it started to get out. My stop was here, so it'd have been safe, but on days like this, really, it's where you can really make your money on your runners. If you can take, like a second entry there and hold on to them. Not just that, if you've got a runner here and there's masses of liquidity here, masses of liquidity here, a ton here, then you've got a good idea that, we're moving up strong, and it just helps your confidence. SPY also entering a buy zone, but need to stay minimum 1 hour above to 70 to become bullish. Yeah. See, for me, my main target is this measured leg. These perform so accurately. What is clearly one leg up, 2 legs of correction, and then another leg up. It's almost sort of like a mirror image to a degree, isn't it? And these are obviously we use these more with well, I suppose everyone uses them, don't they? But they're not, it just comes with max tools. That does it. Just makes life a bit easier, but it just gives you an idea where the market's more than likely going to go. But ATR's really low at the moment, so lots of little bars. So this is just slowly grinding up. I'm so tempted. I know Max says sometimes every time you get a bullish bar, comes back to the EMA, just go long. Let's give it a go.
Order filled.
Let's go for a couple of points, see if it works.
Order filled.
It doesn't. Okay. Well. Okay, so yeah, Mac, you're not right. Okay, silly mistake. Yeah, Mac says whenever we get a decent signal bar by there, just go long, and I did, and it stopped me out. Fortunately, it was only a small risk. I got to stop now. It's only 1.25. That was a small bar. Okay. That's enough of my silliness today. This is a strong trend, mate. Very strong trend, this is. 1 leg, 2 leg. I shouldn't really do that. I mean, like Max says, every time it comes back to the EMA and you get to the key entry point, you get a good signal bar, just go long. And I tried it, and it triggered me and stopped me straight out. No, 3, mate. 3 accounts. I'm only trading 2 accounts at the moment. I'm trading 1 PA and 1 evaluation. I've got another PA, and I've also got 2 evaluations which are pass, which I'm just trading a micro on each day until Tuesday. So look at that. Every time, look at that, pushed up. That one triggered me, stopped me out. Fortunately, it was a 1.25. That one pushed up. That one pushed up. That one EMA pushed up. That one EMA pushed up. Any of these, nothing's come back. The second I get into a small bar, triggers me and stops me out. Yeah, it is congestion, isn't it? Okay. Fortunately, it was it's only a $37.50 loss, so it's not the end of the world. Or 50, something like that. It wasn't much. $50 loss. Ay, 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 ay. Strong liquidity at 87. Take profits or sells or whatever. Okay, I think I'm going to knock up the edge today, actually. So I'm up 500 minus fees. So that's not a bad day. Took a couple of silly little trades, but I lost about 120 or something dollars. But there you go. It happens. So is it? I don't know. Well, the reason it might be, but this measured legs up here, so I class this as a break anyway. I don't, I've gone from that swing to this swing there, and it's bringing that in. So I think it's okay. We may have had a new high, but trust me, we're going higher. There's stacks of liquidity here, a ton of here. So for me, we're going to have a couple of legs and we're going higher. We haven't made that measured move yet. They're mega accurate. So it may even be something bigger. Who knows? I don't know. Possibly, but I'm not too fussed anyway. I'm only thinking about longs anyway, but it's not going to turn into a downtrend. I really can't see it. There's a mass of liquidity here. There's the biggest of the day up at 90, and there's a stack up here. So for me, this is probably just a break, and then we're going to continue up personally. But let's have a look. Yeah, I'd say so. So I'm done for the day anyway, guys. So I'm up $500 minus fees. So it's not been a bad day. Took a couple of silly little risky trades for small bars on one contract, which I still shouldn't do, really. I should be protecting my but sometimes you get a bit confident and then you get a bit silly. But there you go. That's it for today. But talking about also the channel has played out. Yeah, that's not what Mac's talking about. Nasdaq is spending time in the sell zone. It's making it negative. That's not what Mac's talking about. Also, the channel has played out. Well, you normally go from those first two swings, wouldn't you? Let's get it accurate. That one and that one, which I have. Now it comes back to here, but I don't know. Maybe I have, but I don't know. The trouble is, you go for usually for those first swings. There's that first swing. There's a second swing. So you usually go from those swings. In which case, if you do, it fits. But I don't know. It looks like, to me, this looks like one leg, another leg, and continue higher. So it's by the by anyway. It was a good day, mate. I've just been lurking, focusing on the trades. Good for you, mate. Good for you. See you tomorrow. No, you won't see me tomorrow, mate. Saturday. But yeah, there you go. I mean, it's by the by whether it's had a break or not anyway. But for me, we've got some more upward stuff to work on. So there you go. That's it, folks. That's it for the day. So it's not a bad day in the end. A couple of little silly trades here, but there you go. That's the way it works. So have a greater. It's Friday. Your green take off. Yeah, that's why I'm going to go and sit out in the garden now. But yeah, I'm done for today. So Monday, yeah. I'll be back here Monday. So have a great weekend, guys. Stay safe as always, and we will do it all again on Monday. Bye-bye.